Hi everyone, checking in. It's Professor McHugh again. We are in week 2 of the course, so already it's flying by. I wanted to create a video for you because you have a new assignment coming up, and I like to try to do these before each major assignment. Because even though the instructions are available in Leo and everything is there for you that you need, I think it's also helpful to hear from me as well, and I can kind of add in a little bit more too. So, as you know, we're in week 2. So, if you could go into the content for week 2 in Leo and then click on beginning the research project. Okay, so that's going to pull up some of the important information that you need to know about this. This is going to be a multi-process type of assignment, meaning that you're going to do several different pieces for it when it all finally comes together. So, if you see here, we are going to be working on it between weeks 2 and week 7. So it's going to span, about 5 weeks where we're going to do separate pieces building up to that final paper itself. So in week 2, this week, you're going to select a topic. Oh, excuse me, my cat is trying to join us. You're going to select a topic, and then you're going to gather at least 4 sources. Okay, so this is very important that you gather your 4 sources. And we will talk about sources in just a quick minute here. Next week, in week 3, you will develop your research question. So this will be done in the discussion board. This is a very important component. This is going to help you develop your thesis statement. So by starting with a research question, you're essentially going to come up with some type of a question you have about an issue that you want to research, okay? And so this is generally what scientists will do in the field. They will start with a theory or pose a question that they want to try to answer. And essentially, you're going to do the same thing. So that's kind of cool. In week 4, you are going to submit an annotated bibliography of your 4 sources. You will also develop your working thesis and your outline. So week 4 is going to be very busy and very important, okay? That annotated bibliography is very specific. So if you have never done one before, please make sure you look through the sources and the example provided. If you are still unsure, please contact me, okay? Because once you submit it, you've submitted it. There are no redos of assignments, okay? So if you're not sure about something, please, by all means, post it in the student question board if it's generalized, or send me an email, okay? And I'd be happy to answer that. But essentially, the annotated bibliography is where you're going to list all the sources you have found. You're not only going to cite them properly, but you're going to tell me, your instructor, what the source says, why you feel that's an important source to use, and most importantly, how you're going to use it in your paper, okay? In week 5, you will give me the first draft of it. That won't be graded. I'll just provide you my feedback to help you improve it. Week 7 is when it's all finally done. You're going to submit it. You'll get your grade on it, and you will have finished a research paper. So I don't know if any of you have done that before, but it's a good process. Once you're finished, you feel very accomplished. Some of you have already contacted me about topics for the paper. You want to be very particular with your topic. One of the first things you want to avoid is being too broad or even being too specific. That is possible, okay? You want to think about topics as far as maybe being in your field of study. Okay, I think that's a great idea because you're already studying a particular field. Why not learn something about it, Or you can talk about a controversial issue in society, right? Things such as hot topics right now are abortion, okay, and you want to make sure it's filled with research and not just opinions, right? Guns, right? Gun legislation, immigration laws. Those are all really important things that we're discussing in society. So why not tackle one of those great issues? However, you can't just say, okay, my paper is on immigration, right? Well, there's so many things you can talk about with immigration. You got to kind of narrow it down there. What about immigration interests you? Are you interested in the DACA that came and was a major issue in this past year? Are you interested in Trump's legislation and how he has changed immigration since coming into office? There's a variety of things you can do, but you want to make sure you don't just say, okay, my research paper is on immigration. Well, that doesn't tell us a whole lot, okay? So I know it all sounds a little overwhelming. We're going to take it week by week. So don't panic. Don't try to do everything all at once. Don't, jump right in and try to start writing the paper. We're going to do this sections at a time. When you put that outline, that thesis statement, it's going to give me a great opportunity to give you feedback before you start writing and get too deep into it, okay? The last thing I want to talk about is your sources. So in this webpage here that I'm on, it talks about using the UMUC library. I highly, highly recommend you use the library, okay? This is the best place to get your sources. It is really not a good idea to start a Google search and just start finding sources. Anything is on the web. Just because it's on the web does not mean it's something you should be using, okay? Things that are not appropriate. Wikipedia, obviously. Everyone should know that. Never cite Wikipedia. It's not appropriate because it's editable by anyone. Anyone can go in there, change it, add to it. Not good, okay? It's fine to go and read and get some information. It's very interesting. Not appropriate to cite in a paper. The Huffington Post articles, the New York Times articles, CNN, things of that nature, they are more for entertainment purposes. They are not really designed for informational purposes. That causes us as instructors to worry about the type of materials you're using. Stick with scholarly academic journals, stick with published books, stick with sources that end in things such as .gov, .edu, .org. Generally try to avoid the .coms, okay? Use our library. It has video tutorials here that shows you how to use the library and how to find sources. Please stick to academic journals. It is really going to make not just my life easier, but yours a lot easier when you're trying to write this paper to make sure you're meeting the expectations of the assignment. Okay? OneSearch is going to be your best friend with this paper. All right, so when you get ready to turn in the final draft, I will try to create another video to keep you going here. But otherwise, I hope that you're doing well. I hope that the course is making sense for you and you're navigating it fine. I'm enjoying our discussions already. So please remember to try to have your discussion post in by Wednesday and your replies to your peers by Sunday. All right, it was great seeing everyone, sort of. And if you have any questions or anything you need, please feel free to reach out to me. Have an awesome week, guys.